hear that saying, imitation is a form of flattery. Yeah, I was flattered, but I was more fucking pissed off. All my hard work was just basically scraped and copied, and not just that, selling for half the price. And what was even worse is when people start talking about it and going, oh, I found a cheaper alternative than that on my brick. Hi guys, hope you're all having a great week. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to talk to you about something that has, or was, a huge pain in my ass for many, many years. And it was something that I knew that was going to happen eventually, but it hit me harder than I expected, and that is the subject of copycats, competition, and how I dealt with that, and want to share with you my journey on how I experienced that and what I learned from that, just to kind of, I guess, give you a bit of insight on what I've learned. I want to take you guys back to 2 years ago when I was 2 years into running Like My Bricks. I was pouring everything into it. I was working day and night. I was pouring blood, sweat, tears into creating something that was something that I was so passionate about. And I knew that copycats would eventually come, or I knew that competition was going to come. So I was always, I guess, searching Like My Bricks reviews, or looking up Lego lights on Google, or following the hashtag just to see what others in the community were doing. Quite often I would find Like My Bricks images and customers posting Like My Bricks stuff. I would see people experimenting with their own lighting, almost soldering wires and integrating their own electronics into lighting, into their Lego sets. But it wasn't until one day I came across a company called Vornado, and what I had found was, first of all, their website, and I clicked on it and I was like, they are my images. I went to the instructions. They are my instructions. That is my hand. That is my tattoo on my wrist that you see. And far out, it hit me hard. I was so stressed. I was like, I couldn't sleep. I saw not their products, not just on their website, but on Amazon, on eBay, on AliExpress, you name it. They were our components as well. I remember seeing photos of the Like My Bricks logo on their components. I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? Look, there must have been a leak in the production process, and obviously as a new business owner, as a new entrepreneur, these are things that I wasn't aware of. I wasn't aware of, like, making sure things are well protected, well watermarked, all that kind of thing. At the end of the day, you can't stop copycats, and you hear that saying, imitation is a form of flattery. Yeah, I was flattered, but I was more fucking pissed off. Everything, all my hard work was just basically scraped and copied, and not just that, selling for half the price. And what was even worse is when people start talking about it and going, oh, I found a cheaper alternative than that on my bricks. It's Vornado. They're just as good. Well, it's because it's my product. But far out, it for a long time, this made me so mad. And they weren't the only ones. It was, we started to see other companies emerge, all from China. Lighttailing completely scraped our site, and I reached out to them and I said, hey, you copied it, and they're like, oh, I didn't know, sorry, I'll change some wording. And it was quite funny because they had scraped our site that they did a find and replace, and you could tell because there were certain pages that Like My Bricks was maybe missing this space on our site, and they had basically copied it and forgot to change it because their find and replace couldn't find it. That was a little amusing, but at the same time, really, really annoying. Like, our, troubleshooting guides would have certain images. They would basically position the bricks exactly the same way we had positioned it. And it's like, you don't need to do it that way, but it's like they couldn't think. They just wanted to make a quick dollar. And I tried everything. I poured so much time into legal assistance, spending time and money, and it was costly, which brought down their sites at certain periods of time. But it was only to be just relaunched again under a different name or a different site or a different hosting site. So I don't want to focus so much on The competitors, yeah, they even took my name, the lighting component of the bit light. That was me. That was my name that I not invented, but I thought of, because I just thought little bit, rather than calling LED, call it a bit light. And sure enough, to this day, I think not Lighttailing changed it because I told them to, so they call it dot light. But your likes of like Lee Light Go and Game of Bricks, they still use that name bit light. I mean, to this day, you can still see Vornado. If you go to their site, you'll still see my instructions there. AliExpress, you'll see my photos there. You can't stop it. And I guess I wanted to share, it's really, really easy to dwell on that negative, and that's what I did. I spent so much time, trying to take down their sites to a point where I got complacent, and that's where my focus was. And during that time, they were able to, get their branding up to speed to a point where they became the leader. And I was like, no, I got to do something about that. And so rather than focusing all my time and energy on that, it was me realizing, hey, the best brands have imitators. The best brands have copycats. My favorite brand, Nike. It's like, how many knockoff Nike shit do you find all over the world? Apple, have their fair share of fake Apple products or imitated lightning charges and all that kind of thing. You can't stop it. Like My Bricks is always going to have competitors, and that's, a form of flattery, but you need to shift your focus, and that's what I did. I had to shift my focus on redeveloping the product, innovating, creating new ways to allow people to bring their Lego to life. It was that moment of time where I was like, okay, I need to focus on the brand. I need to go back to what my passion, that was that authenticity, because that is something that they can't copy. And I share this with you because it's really easy to get focus on the negative. My advice is that you have to shift that focus into what's ahead of you, not what's behind you. Stay ahead, innovate, create, make it happen when you feel like all your avenues of bringing them down are exhausted. Because the truth is, you're never going to be able to stop them from copying you, but you can make it harder for them to copy you by innovating and doing all you can to stay ahead. I mean, it's not just for the physical product. We saw our competitors copy our social media strategy, like the way we posted videos and the way we wrote content. A funny example, although I don't want to dwell so much on it, but it is a funny story to share, is like we had a campaign of a 5th birthday sale. And I remember Sam, our copywriter, would write something like in our ads, "Time flies when you're having fun." So we're here to celebrate 5 years. A month after our sale, Lighttailing did exactly the same thing. "Time flies when you're having fun." A picture of a Lego cake. Happy 5 years, even though it wasn't their 5 years, because they weren't around as long as we were, although they claim to be, and they just basically say, hey, we've been around since bloody 1999 or some shit like that. But the truth of the matter is that they're always going to copy, But I think the true fans will understand quality, they'll understand brand, they'll relate better to people and your authenticity. And that's what it's all about for me. I mean, we all know that Lego have their fair share of copycats. Lepin, that got taken down. Yeah, they spent billions, hundreds of millions of dollars in legal, court proceedings and all that kind of thing. Yes, they were fined. I think some of the Lepin bosses went to jail, but hey, within 48 hours, a news site gets posted up. And it's the same thing. You can't stop it, is what I'm saying. So my journey has been feeling the pain of someone copying all your hard work, but then the journey that I've had is learning how to deal with that, and that's by staying ahead. In a world full of imitators, be the innovator. Focus on what's in front of you rather than what's behind you. Stay ahead. Create. Innovate, and you'll always be in the lead. That's what I'm all about. When you feel like you've exhausted all your options, forget about it. Think outside the box. Create a way. and you'll always be in the lead.